What is up, Magic Historic players? We're back again with some more of the new Innistrad cards content. In my last video, we did Thing in the Ice in just a blue-white build. This time, I'm expanding it to go into red because there is a couple of great cards we pick up when we do that. First of which is Mephit's Enthusiasm, which is one of the perpetual cards where if you kill something, the excess damage becomes a power buff to the next creature spell that you cast. So if you kill something and then you play Thing in the Ice, instead of being an O4, it's an X4, which means that it could actually block profitably while you're waiting for it to flip. And then when it does flip, it's like not a 7-8, it's like a 9-8, and it makes the clock much, much faster. But also Snapcaster Mage coming in and being a 4-1 is actually super relevant as well. We've then also got Static Discharge that starts with 3 damage and then deals more damage every time you cast it. So with Snapcaster Mage, you're getting extra hits on this and it can get up to 6-7 damage in one game. But also Conductive Current, which deals 3 damage to everything. This is your primary board wipe, but then also it makes one of the instants and sorceries in your hand deal 2 more damage. And so if you Snapcaster something that Conductive Current has buffed the damage on, you get the damage buff a second time. So you're tracking a lot of numbers across different zones with these 3 cards. And Conductive Current boosting Static Discharge to like 5, 6, 7, and then casting it again, 8, 9, can be a really fast clock outside of just beating them down with Thing in the Ice. We've got a light counter spell package in Dovin's Veto and Teferi's Contingency. This card's actually cracked. I try and save it for things that could be cast a second time. So we're talking Flashback, we're talking about pretty much anything that can be cast again from the graveyard. Is pretty strong. We've also got Lightning Helix, which is really good. And allows us to survive while we are trying to flip Thing in the Ice. Like Helix to the face to gain 3 life and deal 3 damage while flipping Thing in the Ice instead of one of your other spells targeting a creature, which will fizzle if Thing in the Ice flips. We've then got Piece It Together, another Intensity Perpetual card, where it's just every time you cast it, you will draw 1 card. The 4th time that you've cast this spell, you'll take an extra turn after this one. So this is another one that's kind of crazy with Snapcaster Mage, because you're able to really just go, okay, is there something I want to do right now, or do I just take an extra turn here and get an extra attack in with Thing in the Ice, which often wins the game. We've then got Fragment Reality, the best value for mana removal in the game, especially because either they don't have anything of a lower CMC, like you hit something that costs 1, or something comes into play tapped, and then you bounce that weaker thing into their hand with Thing in the Ice anyway later, or it comes into play tapped, and you've just removed a blocker, and Thing in the Ice gets to come through and smack them in the face, which is pretty good value. We've then got Think Twice, which this was something that I was like, I need some kind of extra card draw beyond Piece It Together. And Think Twice was kind of good because you just like end step Think Twice. I'm going to take a counter off Thing in the Ice. This is kind of the deck list. I've just got like a pretty standard land package. I've got a lot of fast lands. I put everything that taps for red because Conductive Currency is really hard to cast, but you have to be careful about the double blue for Teferi's Contingency. But it's only 6 lands that don't tap for blue, which is like not so bad. But let's get into some games. Yeah, we're throwing this back. This is better. And we'll put a Fragment Rally that we can't cast on top. Okay, that hurts a little bit. I think you either take Thing or Static Discharge here. Unless if he has Fatal Push in hand. If you have Fatal Push in hand, he takes Static Discharge. He doesn't have removal, so he takes Thing in the Ice. That's fine. It's pretty good. So we have Helix open for exactly this. And I don't want him to hit end step, because then he will activate and I'll get a card out of their deck. I'm going to play this tapped. And then we'll just hold Helix again. Okay, that is also going to get blown up. So this is a reanimated deck. And until I draw a counterspell, I'm not in a good spot. Because this gets haste, but he hasn't got anything discarded. I think we'll just pass. So he needs to discard something this turn to reanimate next turn. Interesting. I think we're going end of turn Snapcaster Helix face. Perhaps. Because they didn't hit a land. Conductive Current in a static discharge is kind of rough. It's interesting. I'm surprised they didn't just slam Gigantha here. Especially knowing that I only have 3 damage for it. Okay. What he doesn't care about is the Harvester. What he does care about is the Blood Token. I think we're looking at Snap Helix end of turn. Because what are you discarding here? Yeah, that's scary. Pays 3 life, goes to 13. I put him to 10. Double Static Discharge is not fatal there. But it does kill Atraxa. Oh, he doesn't use the Unearth one? Okay. That kind of changes what I want to do here. But I think attacking is better? I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit confused as to why you would do that. I'm hoping I rip a land here. Okay, I'm just gonna run in. Okay, he goes to the blocks. Alright, pay 3 life. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Mostly junk. Ken Thought sees me, but I'm holding junk also. Goes to 1 life if he does. Wait, he dies because he cast it off Mana Confluence. That's so dumb. Okay. This is not great. but could get better over time. Like, it's got a good mix of counter magic and board wipe. Four colors. I think I have to kill the goose. It's gonna be like way too important to their greedy mana base. Oh, interesting. They're gonna have infinite mana. I'm gonna dig for a land here. Didn't hit. I can fragment this, but I want to keep veto up. So I think it's gonna cast something that's 4 or 5. Because if he plays the 5, the one of each color shrine, I'm in trouble. To target creature or planeswalker. I think, yeah. I think I counted this just to slow down their shrine acquisition. Alright, let's slam Thing, and then we have Fragment Reality back up if they do play a shrine. See how we go. That's a very interesting card for this deck archetype. Alright, we're just board wiping, but with a small one, not the big one, because this one will kill Thing in the Ice. Okay, so it's end step. We're going to turn this Sanctum into a creature. And then we're going to wipe them all. Okay, you chose the wrong target. So this is now 7. So a flipped Thing in the Ice actually survives this, and it kills every other thing. Piece it together isn't quite right. I think I wait and I hold Contingency. Because if I Contingency, untap, board wipe. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. This card's very strong. And so now all of them cost 4, which gives me a lot of time. No, I'm just gonna take 3. That's fine. I'm not worried about my opponent's life total. Alright, here's the plan. I cast any instants and sorceries, Thing in the Ice flips. So we're going to cast pieces together and put Snapcast Image back in my hand. I get to draw a card. And I get to rumble. Now I can cast Big Board Wipe, which does 7 to everything, and doesn't kill Awoken Horror, which gets rid of this problem. And he has to tap out a whole turn for it. Okay. That's fine. We just hold Contingency, but also have Snapcast Image Contingency. Which is what we want to do here. I now also have an extra turn queued up. If I cast a piece together, I get an extra turn. So I can like really start putting some pressure down if I need to. Also, this costing 7 now makes it never ever going to be cast. Now my opponent's got nothing. I just kill him. That's the plan. Countering something the first time you see it is really powerful with the contingency. Especially earlier in the game, because it's more likely for them to draw that card that costs extra. Not a chance. Not a chance, homie. Is this right? Flash him the good game? He does have a food token. Target player or planeswalker. So it can't hit me. I get to attack. And he cracks a food. So he goes to 2. And I lose his Snapcast damage, which is fine. What do you get here that doesn't cost 1 million? The white one? Oh, he's actually just going to play 4 for it? Oh, that's kind of irritating. So now this is so much damage. It's 9 to everything. Yeah, so you'll gain 1. Psych. Give you a goose. But he does give him a food. Oh, that's fine. You can also make more food, I guess. That's fine. He's got 7. Yeah, I was just thinking that. I rip a land, unfortunately. So I'm curious to see what shrine you get. Because if it's a creature one, I'm blowing it up. Okay. Alright. Well, I just have 100,000 lands, unfortunately. I've drawn 3 more lands than my opponent. Wow. Okay, this is a mulligan. This is much better. Put Dink twice back. Okay, it might be elves. but it's a bit slow. But it is elves. That's funny. So I can just slam a second thing in the ice, but I think Snapcaster Methods might be good. Okay. Mindstone, Notorious Elf. I'm having questions. So now I have a 2/4 thing in the ice, which means that it can block pretty profitably. And then it will turn into a 9/8. Which is pretty strong. It's got 6 mana and it's not doing anything. It's not playing elves, so I'm a bit confused as to why this is in the deck. Is he just like waiting to hard cast Craterhoof on turn 7? Okay. But he's tapped out. I have some options here. Helix into Methods is pretty good. I think that's what I do. But I have to main phase it, unfortunately. I can't let him untap with it. You always do Methods second, because any excess damage is stored. Yeah, what is he playing that he needs 18 mana for? Jeez. Alright, we just do nothing. Because contingency solves all our problems pretty much. That is a Craterhoof Behemoth. I actually think that's fine. I think Snapcaster Helix Face is actually better here. Because then I flip the thing in the ice. But this is a horror. I did not realize that this is a horror. I take 10. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I just win this race, actually. Because I think it's going to do the same thing again. Just slam Craterhoof. Yeah. Is someone going to wait for declare attacks? Just making sure it's not a hexproof counter. It is an indestructible counter. So that's going to bounce Craterhoof, and then Fragment's going to exile. But I also had Teferi's Contingency in case he had an instant that gave hexproof. I could then Snapcast something, but I'm holding Fatal. So all I need is my counterspell, really. Just like roll into attack. That's how you do it. Mind you, my opponent's deck was really slow, so this was kind of free, but... So that is my Thing in the Ice Snapcaster. Jeskai, kind of tempo, kind of instants and sorceries. List 4, Magic Historic. Magic Historic is slowly becoming a really, really great format. I'm really enjoying a lot of the perpetual cards that allow you to keep track of things that you're doing over the game, and most of them, the best ones, are instants and sorceries that work really well with Snapcaster Mage and really well with Thing in the Ice. So I'm really excited to see how this deck goes. I'm probably going to take a run at Mythic with it at some point. It's been a very busy month for me. And the reason why it's been a very busy month is because you might have seen on this channel, I've been focusing on developing a board game that's coming to Kickstarter in a little while. So if you're interested in having a look at that, check out some of the other videos on this channel. But we also do a lot of other stuff like Marvel Snap, a lot of Pokemon TCG stuff recently, and I think a lot of that is worth checking out as well. So I'll put up some things for you to be clicking on, but the thing that you really should be clicking on is the like and the subscribe button, because that makes me very happy if you do that. But anyway, hopefully I'll see you in the next video.